Hi everyone, this is Yana, and today I'll be making a card using supplies from the Simon Says Stamp card kit for June 2013. Let's get started. So I have already picked some supplies for my card, and I already have a card idea in mind. Now I've pre-cut all of them, and I sort of played around to see if the supplies worked well together and if my idea was a good one. So since I already have everything nice and ready, I will be just showing you which supplies I used, which supplies I selected, and in the end I will show you how I finished my card. So for my card base, I'm going to be using this Neenah Desert Storm cardstock, and I've already pre-cut and pre-scored this into a top folding card. Okay, next I'm going to be using this nice striped paper from my Mind's Eye from the Mildred set. It's from the 6x6 pad, and I've pre-cut it a little bit smaller than my card front. I think it's 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. I also decided I wanted to use a little frame as an embellishment. Now, this frame was cut out of a piece of cardstock that can be found in the kit. Here it is. So I simply used my cutting knife, and I made a little cut in here, and then I simply used my Tim Holtz scissors and I trimmed around this frame. Super easy. So it's going to look like this. Then I decided to use a couple of the wood veneer that came in the kit, and I wanted to place the flowers on top of this frame. And these are the Prima wood veneer elements. Then I thought that my card was lacking some additional elements, so I looked through the other papers that were in the kit. And I decided I really liked this this paper with the hearts. So I simply used my scissors once again, and I cut out a couple of different hearts. Well, a couple of hearts. And I used, left a little white border around the hearts just to make them stand out on my card and make them a little bit more visible. Okay. I then thought about a sentiment, and for the sentiment I used a stamp from this stamp set, and this is called the Favorite Flower stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. I decided to use this simple "You're my favorite" sentiment, and instead of stamping it directly onto white cardstock, I looked once again through the pattern papers that are in the kit, and I used this map paper from my Mind's Eye. Now it's barely visible, but it has some nice design in the background, and I thought it would make a nice background paper for a sentiment. So I stamped that "You're my favorite" sentiment using some black VersaFine Onyx Black ink. Now, to make this strip of paper a little bit more interesting, I made 2 score lines at the end here, you can see, and I folded it into a banner. I then used my scissors and cut a little V shape at the end. Now the size of this paper is about 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/2, just a little bit longer than the regular size. So all of the elements for my card are nice and ready, and I'm just going to start assembling them. Now to finish my card, I'm going to be using a couple of enamel dots from my Mind's Eye. I'm just not sure where I'm going to place them, so I will speed up my assembly process, and I will hope that you will enjoy. So I used some foam adhesive to adhere my pattern paper to my card base, and I made sure that it would drop just a little bit of shadow. This way my card is going to look a little bit more dimensional and a little bit more interesting. After I've assembled all the pieces on the front of my card, they're not yet adhered. I'm just going to take a quick picture of my card to make sure I remember where everything is placed. And this is going to help me to guide me when I adhere pieces and make sure I place them exactly where I want it. I made sure to place my adhesive starting from here, right about here, because I didn't want any to be placed over here because I knew this part is going to be hanging off and it's not going to be adhered to any part of my card. Now, because I have a little fold here, this part is going to look a little bit dimensional, so I don't really need any dimensional adhesive here. It's just going to stay as is. Now, to adhere my frame, I do want to use some dimensional adhesive and create a little bit of a pop element here. Now, because this flower is slightly overlapping the flower at the bottom here, I'm going to use dimensional adhesive to make sure it stays on top of the flower, of that other flower. Now this way I can tuck the leaf in behind the flower, or underneath the other. To adhere the hearts, I'm once again going to use some dimensional adhesive. Okay, now it's time to use the enamel dots and finish my card. To finish my card, I decided I wanted to add one more little heart down at the bottom here to create a visual triangle. I also added a couple of different enamel dots with a little bit of glitter to them. Well, this is all for today. Thank you for watching.